Hello, my name is Charles Porter and this is 23.1, Work Opportunities in Sport. So within sport we have the providers, which are the private, public and voluntary. The private sector is basically like private companies which are run to basically get money out of it, so they basically do it as a job. So this is basically, for example, like Virgin Active, where people pay money to basically join a gym, so they have all the new equipment, all the new facilities to use, and then this will then cost more than what a normal, say, leisure centre gym would then cost. So then we have the public sector, which is like leisure centres, so it's run by the community, it's run by the council and the government, and it's all funded by the government and the council as well. So for example, this is like King Alfred Leisure Centre and most other leisure centres around. Then we have the voluntary sector, which is where basically people volunteer to basically become coaches and basically help out with sport. So they basically do it for the love of the sport, and they don't really do it to basically get money out of it. So for example, any Sunday league football team around this area would be a good example. For example, I play for Plumpton, and that's a prime example. Right, now we have the sectors in sport industry then. So we have health and fitness, sport and recreation, outdoor education, sport and exercise science. So health and fitness, for example, these include personal trainer and nutritionist. They basically look at their clients' overall health and they help evaluate it and basically improve it as well. So they provide their diet plans and also their weekly exercise plans as well to help them stay fit and healthy. We then have the sport and recreation industry. So this is basically anything to do with coaching and helping develop players to basically improve their performance. And it's also sport specific as well. So you have different coaches for specific sort of sports, and their skills are built for specific sports. So these basically include things like coaching and PE teaching also as well. So then we have outdoor education then. So this is very specific skills. So they have very specific skills, people who work for this. So this is basically people who work with like rock climbing and any other sort of outdoor sports. So they have very specific skills and very high knowledge in those areas, as they have to have it, because it's a very specific and skilled area of sport. And there's quite limited jobs within that area. But there is some jobs, and it's mainly sort of coaching, but it's specific coaching to that sort of sport. Then we have sport and exercise science, which is basically helping improving sport and helping adapt sport as well for the better. So it's not only improving performance, but it's also finding new ways of exercising, new ways of healthy eating. It includes a vast range of different jobs, which help develop sport and basically increase it further. Right, so now let's look at the actual sort of jobs within health and fitness. Right, so here we have personal training then. So a personal trainer is basically a fitness professional. They basically know all different types of exercise in and out, and they basically know, they also have some knowledge on nutritional value and nutrition as well. So they basically know their client off by heart, and they know sort of what they need and what they don't need within their diet and within their health. To become a personal trainer, you need to be able to complete a level 3 and level 4 personal trainer diploma, which isn't so bad. So there's not a lot to it to actually become a personal trainer. You just need to complete either one of these courses, i.e. the level 3 course is obviously lower than the level 4 course, meaning that the level 4 course that might extend your range over jobs more, and clients and different people will be looking for that person who's more developed. Within the first year of becoming a personal trainer, you would earn between £16,000 and £22,000. So that's not actually bad. Within your first year, that's actually quite good money. But it doesn't really increase too much. It depends on how good you are as a personal trainer yourself and how often you work. So this can then vary depending on your client and depending on how much they are willing to pay you. Location, so basically with location, finding a personal training job, you can actually run quite a few PTs basically run their own company, and they basically go out to each one of their clients to basically help out at their home. So you can work for, say, for example, in a private sector for Virgin Active, and you can also work in the public sector and still get money. But you can actually run your own business, so you don't have to travel and, say, commute to different places to actually work. So you could actually work from home and get your clients to come to you, or you go to your client. Personal development. So with Virgin Active, they basically pay for the courses for you, so that you can develop your skills as a personal trainer further. So you can basically improve yourself, and this basically helps with the whole Virgin Active team as a whole, really, so that all the people who work for Virgin Active are fully qualified and fully trained up. As if you don't work for Virgin Active, however, you do have to pay for different developments. So you do have to pay for different courses and things, which can be a bugger sometimes. So when being a PT, your hours can change as well. So depending on your client and depending on their work hours, your hours can chop and change. So you might have a day that you're free on, and you might have a day that you're really busy on, depending on your clients and depending on how busy they are. So you basically got to fit your hours within their hours. So normally personal trainers actually work quite a lot, as they have quite a range of clients. So they basically have to basically use their lives to basically help their clients. And as competitive basically stands, it can be quite a competitive place to work. So for example, within Virgin Active, there's very specific sort of personal trainers, and it can be quite competitive competing for different jobs. And also within the area, there's quite a large scale of competition as for who can have the most clients. Because if it was in a small village, for example, and there's quite a few personal trainers, it can be quite a competition, as there's not a lot of people who basically need a PT. So it can be competition for clients basically. So evaluation of health and fitness then. So for health and fitness, you basically need to have good communication skills, good organisation, approachable, knowledge of fitness, nutritional knowledge, and encouraging as well. So communication, you need to have very good communication, mainly because you are communicating with the client, and the client needs to be as happy as possible, really, and you basically got to be open with them, so you can basically give them positive and negative feedback on their performances. So personally, I think I have very good communication, as I've sort of learnt from coaching and also where my job is, as I work in a pub. So I'm basically out front serving plates, and I'm also getting that communication in. I'm getting those skills up as I'm communicating with the customers, and also as I'm coaching, I'm sort of communicating and helping develop players as well. So I think my communication skills are definitely growing within this area. Organisation, so the PT definitely has to have very good organisation skills, as they basically have to be aware of when they're meeting the clients, or when they have to basically organise a plan for them, so an exercise plan, or it might be a nutrition plan for their diet. I think I lack organisation, as sometimes when I do my work for college, for example, I can be sort of disorganised when I hand it in, and also at home I can be sort of a mess with my room and stuff, and I'm sort of untidy sometimes. And not only that, when I'm actually working within my job and also coaching, I can be quite forgetful and I can sort of make mistakes. So I think I need to improve on my organisation skills if I was to become a personal trainer, because I need very good organisation skills. I am approachable, so this is very good, as because to be a personal trainer you need to be very approachable, as a client basically has to feel comfortable when they're around you, basically so that they can give you feedback on whether or not they think they're doing well or not. So I personally think I'm approachable, as like I said before with my football coaching, I've definitely learned to basically be more confident, and also so that the people that I'm coaching can be confident around me, so that they can come and basically talk to me about anything, if they're doing right or if they're doing it wrong, and if they need help with anything. And not only that, from my place of work as well, this definitely helps, as because they are basically asking for different things. So if something's wrong with their meal, they do normally approach me, and it sort of helps my confidence as well. Knowledge of fitness, so a PT definitely has to have like strong knowledge of fitness, as they need to be aware of the different types of exercises for different people and the different types of exercises that can help adapt someone and change and also improve their performance and health. I think I have definite good knowledge of fitness, as I'm learning about it at the moment within my college course, and also as I've been coaching, I do know quite a lot of drills and stuff that you need for a footballer. Also, with a personal trainer, you also need to have very good nutritional knowledge. So this is mainly because when you do have a client, you basically have to not only create a sort of exercise plan, but you also have to be aware of the different types of nutrients, and you've got to be aware of what can help someone's diet and help basically create them to be healthier. I don't think I basically have this skill as such. I do know, I am quite knowledgeable on sort of the nutritional values of food and on the nutrition basis, but I'm not really over keen on basically providing a sort of 6-week plan, for example, of a diet. So I think that's an area that I definitely need to work on and that I need to improve on. Encouraging, yeah, so a PT basically needs to be encouraging, basically so they can get their client motivated and basically get them into exercising and into basically creating themselves to be healthier. So I think I'm quite encouraging, as football coaching has most definitely helped, as because I'm helping out younger kids to basically improve their skills within football, and I'm trying to be as encouraging as possible, basically, so they can improve their performance as much as possible. So sport and recreation job explanation. So with sport and recreation, so this is basically coaching. So here I've chosen a football coach, like myself, for example. So the role of a football coach then. So a football coach is basically someone who looks at a client, who basically looks at a player or looks at a team, and they basically try to help and adapt to the team to basically make sure the team performs as best as possible, and also help develop and improve their skills as well. So to become a football coach, you have to do FA courses. So this includes things like the Level 1 awarded football coaching and the Level 2 certificate in coaching as well. So to do this course, it does cost money. However, it is something that's very highly seen within sport, as an FA course is something that's very highly looked at when becoming a coach. So to have this qualification, that is definitely something that's very positive. So within the start of becoming a football coach, you have a salary of between £13,000 and £25,000 a year, which compares to the so in comparison to the health side of sport, it's not as much and it's not on a larger scale. But however, this can increase depending on where you're basically at as a coach. So depending on how good you are as a coach, the more money you obviously will then get. So for example, if you're in lower leagues, you won't have as much of a salary compared to someone who's in the higher leagues. However, a football coach can vary, so you can actually not only coach for football teams, but you can also coach for schools, for example, and you can also do things like PE teaching and helping out with the football there. And also so availability then, so around this area we basically have there's a lot to do with football, and football is very popular around this area, so there's a lot of different jobs that are going. However, if you're to be a proper qualified and proper professional coach, there isn't as much as what there normally is. So there's a lot to do with, for example, Sunday League football teams, and basically helping out with the teams. But as it comes to, and normally when you're a football coach, you basically end up creating your own sort of company and helping out with kids and basically improve their performances, rather than going proper all out and helping out professional football teams. So the jobs with football coaching can vary depending on how you make it, really, and how you basically finish off it yourself. Development then, so it's mainly your own personal development. So for example, as I said about the FA courses, there are a different range of FA courses that can help sort of develop your skills as a coach, but they basically all require money, and it's basically it's not all free, so it's basically using your money to help develop your skills.